Morning, all. All right, so this morning the NHL had its big NFT rollout. They sold out within seconds. Like, we were talking seconds that I put in to buy now after they went live, and they were already gone. And I was like, okay, so. And I've tried a few times since then just to verify that it's not a glitch. Maybe it is. Maybe there's a glitch. Maybe nobody's able to buy them. But I'm actually okay with the idea that I didn't get any of them because they're pricey. They're pricey for what you're getting, at least to me. And I know this is not something that's really geared towards people in my age range, but I'm not sure what they do. So, non-fungible tokens. It's a terminology. It's among the terms that I have found gets attached to bots. A lot of bots. One thing that I've had to fight on this channel, of course, you have the bots that are seemingly young ladies who are quite friendly. It's not. So those generally get blocked right away. But I also have the financial bots that show up. Those really aren't on the channel nearly as much because I've got filters that filter out their discussions. So with this kind of topic, a lot of the words that are associated with this automatically get held because I know that bots use them, and it's the only reason they're going to show up on my channel. Now, this is one of those rare exceptions, and I don't intend to talk about these again. Now, January 2022, apparently the NFT market was worth $17 billion, and September 2022 was $466 million, and I mean the trading of them. That there was $17 billion in sales, and it dropped to $466 million in September 2022. Although when you start looking for numbers on this, really depends on the site you go to. It's as if they're trying to sell them to you, and they're trying to tell you this market's going to be great. And in the back of my mind, all I think is Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies. Remember Maple? You had to try to, that one's worth a lot of money. Got to be careful. That one's worth a lot of money. Did you get the Maple one? That one's worth a ton. I do remember Beanie Babies. Never had one. I had no interest. I remember going into the card shop that I went to all the time, which also had comic books. And when he had the Beanie Babies saying, so why is that one worth $50 and that one's worth like 20? And he's like, well, this one's more rare. And I'm like, it's a stuffy. Why? So I couldn't get past the fact it was the stuffed animal. I'm not doing it. Now, that's a physical item you can hold. NFTs? Nope. And there are so many issues with NFTs where people pay for them and then they're gone. And if you pay for an NFT and the link they give you so you own this image actually goes nowhere, you really don't have much you can do about it. Just you got scammed. And that's the thing. They are absolutely used to scam people, and that's why I don't have one. This is why when, this was a market, and I looked at it, I thought, could there be a THG coin? Sure. Could I do something? And I'm really, really glad I didn't. Really quite glad I didn't. So they tend to sell, and they have pixelated images. I even went on to an NFT site. I think I lost some brain cells today. They have pixelated images and apes, and, so if you see the ape profile picture, very often that's an NFT. And if you're using one and you didn't pay for it, kudos for being able to do a screen capture. So it really is a matter of it's an image and you just do a screen capture and now you have it too. And people have done that where somebody's like, I got this NFT, look. And then people will screen capture it and go, yeah, now I have it. So, all right, you have that URL, that's yours, but I have the screen capture. It's just, in this case, the NHL is selling highlights from star players and saying they're out of 200, out of 400, this kind of number. So, I mean, I would imagine their video. I was honestly going to open a couple packs and say, all right, here's what's in them. I can't really say because they sold out immediately, which to me is not suspicious at all. Although I will say it was a very small number that were available for this beta test, which, I mean, honestly, that may not have been the best move either. So, the NFT market itself is predicting growth to $6 billion by 2028 in market value, and saying that the market value is $1.35 billion in 2021. This is where it gets sketchy, because I know there's people watching this who know what I'm talking about here going, gets? Yeah, I know. So it was 1.35, this is a hockey channel, I swear, 1.35 billion to 6 billion, and yet January 2022, the sales were in the 17 billion range. So, it's going to be worth a lot of money. So you buy it and you hope that it's going to be worth more money so you can flip it for more later, right? It is the whole promise of it. It is kind of that get rich quick. It is an Amway for a new generation. And it really does. It really does become a scenario too, where, and I've seen one of the sites I looked at said there's more people buying than selling them. Well, yeah, you hope for that. Like that, I don't know. I don't know how fantastic that sounds. Do you have more people buying than selling? That's kind of how it works. Um, if you go to a flea market and there's less people buying items than selling items, that flea market's not doing well. So I don't think that really means anything. So I saw that and I was like, I'm going to mention it in the video, but who cares? So the value, the NFTs that sold out in that first minute, yeah. The price for the rare one was $59 US, which is expensive in Canadian, and the core one was $9 US. And I was intending to buy one of each. I was going to buy one of each and go through. Here's what's in them. But they sold out, even though the buy now still shows when I load up the website. So I am logged in. I'm on my account. I'm one of the beta users, and they're all gone. There were 300 rare that were available. There's a limit of 5. There were 450 core that were available. I didn't see a limit on how many you could buy there. That's a mistake, because then somebody will just come in and grab all 450. Not that I wouldn't be surprised to find out that one person was able to set it up so they got most of the 300 that were being released. There's 300 more to come for the rare ones, 450 more to come for the core ones. But I don't intend to buy any. I didn't sign up to buy any. I kind of signed up to find out, okay, so how ridiculous is this? What you're paying for that again? So let's say it's a highlight of Connor McDavid's 150th point. There are highlight videos here on YouTube. There, you could just type in McDavid's 150th point, and you could probably, in various cases, save that to your computer, and you have it. And the NHL didn't need to sell it to you. So they're saying it's going to be highlights from star players, and there's some subsets in there as well. I'm not saying that there won't be some cool little graphics and little design things on it, but I just don't think you're getting, again, I mean, this would have been almost $100 Canadian, right? That's $68 US. So thank you for saving me from having to spend that. But I've never really understood it. I haven't. Like, if you guys want to give me $1 to take a picture of my face making a goofy face, and then you can save it and go, hey, look, I got a THG NFT. Sure, why not? We could do that. Please don't. But the reality is, I don't see how they're going to gain value. I don't see how they're going to gain value. I don't, because again, it depends on the marketplace. It's something I've talked about before with hockey cards. These have value to collectors. If you're not a hockey card collector, they don't have a value for you. And so it turns out a lot of the time with hockey cards that the guys are selling it back to one another, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But at least this, you're getting an actual physical item. You are getting something that you can hold, that you can, but you want to rip it up, you do whatever you want with it. Now, I know the NFT, you could technically go in and delete it if you wanted to. I don't know why you do that. But I'm just saying, like, I understand people collecting cards. I understand people collecting, like I have my collection of jerseys. I understand people collecting things that have some, physical property to them. The NFT thing, I don't. I don't see the appeal to it. Again, I was just going to go through and go through what I got out of each pack and just say, would you pay, $68 US combined between the core and the rare? Would this be worth it? My guess was going to be no. There may be some who think it's worth it, but again, I know I'm not in the demographic that they're aiming this at. This whole thing they're doing, but yeah, they're going to have way more than what they have. Although the scarcity is what drives the marketplace. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. I'm sure the NHL will talk about what a huge success it was because they sold out. They're all gone. And much like Ticketmaster, I don't know how much they care about whether or not they're selling all of them to one person or selling it to 700 people. I don't think Ticketmaster cares. They'll say whatever, but I don't think they care if you buy up 50, 60, 100, 200, 300 tickets to a concert. They got their money. And the NHL, my guess is they get their money and they don't care. They made their money and that's it. The one thing I do wonder too is, so this money here that gets made off of these, does that qualify as revenue that gets split with players? So is this something that if it did become a big deal, could we say, hey, so that marketplace drove another $100 million into the coffers, that's $50 million more into salary cap money, it'd be $1 million a team right there, and I'm just using that as an example. I don't think it's going to generate that amount, but I mean, I'm skeptical of the $17 billion down to $466 million, and then it's going to be worth $6 billion, but it was worth $1.35 billion. This is why I have a financial advisor, because I trust her to invest my money well, and according to the returns on my investments, she does a pretty good job. And I'm going to be mad if I find out that it's tied up in really volatile products like this, for instance. So my honest opinion would be, if you like this market and you want to go in and throw some money at it, and you don't care what you're going to get out of it or whether or not you're going to make a profit off of it, sure. And again, that's always what I tell people about buying hockey cards. Do not buy hockey cards looking to make a profit. Buy hockey cards because you want to collect a set, because you think it's fun, because you're just, you really love hockey and you want to do that. Don't go into it thinking, I'm going to get rich by. And right now, there's a lot of get rich quick schemes on the internet. They're everywhere. And again, when those bots show up on the channel, I block them as quickly as possible, because it's kind of a mess, and they're always trying to change up the words they use, so I'm trying to stay ahead of them so that you guys don't see that. It's the same as the ones that pretend they're me and say, hey, message me on this and you win. I don't do giveaways. If you're watching this video, you haven't won anything. So somebody shows up with my profile picture, which is part of the reason I changed my profile picture as much as I do now. It's not me. I'm not doing giveaways. And if you see my name attached to anything like this, no, absolutely not. No, it's not worth it. I've never been big on sponsorships. I don't do sponsorships. And when I get emails that are about anything related to any of these volatile markets, I just delete button, as I would not do that. But that doesn't stop the emails, even though I say it in videos like this. So anyways, it's almost as if the people trying to get you to sponsor, or trying to get to sponsor your content, don't actually watch your videos. It's so weird. And my favorite is when it's to Dear the Hockey Guy. Okay, so don't even pretend that you know who I... Cool, all right. I loved your most recent video, and it'll be like the title of like a recap I did. I think there's a lot there, and it's like, come on. Yeah, that video is going to play really well 3 years from now. Give me a break. Anyways, there you go. I don't know what else to tell you other than I do think this is probably a bad idea. But when I saw it advertised, I was like, well, I'll sign up for the beta. I'll try it. And they sold out immediately. Took seconds. Gone. So I'm sure the NHL will be like, what a huge success. I'm always highly suspicious when the buy now button goes live and immediately everything's gone. But again, it was a small number. That is entirely possible, especially if the core ones, there wasn't a limit on how many you could buy. So anyways, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.